an amazing story behind one of rock's true greatest albums that he wrote with the band in Geneva with Machine Head.
In Montreux?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please tell me more of the album and how did Smoke and Water come about?
Well, it was, we didn't have much time. We were in, I'd been ill, I had had hepatitis, Richie had had hepatitis, we'd all been ill, and so we'd taken some time off and we had to make a record, and Claude Nobbs helped us out. He was a promoter in Montreux in Switzerland, and so we all went there and we hired the Rolling Stones mobile recording studio. There were only two in those days. So we hired that, and we were going to record at the casino in Montreux. An old wooden building, had a concert hall in it, and the reason we were going there is because we wanted a large room. We wanted to try to escape from the studio and record in a live venue, and the acoustics were absolutely perfect for that because it was quite a reasonably dry sound, so that you could control the recording. And well, the night before we were due to move in, it was Montreux is a summer resort. It's not a ski resort. It's very popular for tourists on Lake Geneva in the summertime. And they had a season of concerts. We were just finishing, and the last show of the season was Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, which I went along to, and I was enjoying it enormously, particularly the fact that I had Flo and Eddie from the Turtles with them that night, the most amazing harmony singers. And it was, you know, going along very well, and some guy came in with a flare gun, shot off two flares at the back of the hall. And one of them must have got caught in the electric trunking or something like that, because pretty soon things started fizzing and popping and flames started going. It took hold pretty rapidly, and Claude was getting everybody out, and then he went down into the kitchens, because a lot of the kids had fled down into the basement where the kitchens were, and they were trapped there, and so he led them all out. And nobody died. There were a few people jumping through windows, and they got some cuts and things like that, but everybody got out. And then we went to to a safe place and watched we went to a bar in a hotel, Eden Olac, and we watched the building burn. The downdraft from the mountains was blowing the smoke and the flames across Lake Geneva. And Roger Glover, he denies this, by the way, but I watched him do it, wrote "smoke on the water," the phrase, on a napkin in the bar. And this is how we work. If we see something, we write it down. And so we found somewhere else. We ended up at the Grand Hotel, and we were recording there. We had a lot of trouble because we were very loud, and we were waking up the neighbours, and the police were called a few times. And so we only had a few days, and we recorded everything. And then on the last day, the engineer, Martin Birch, said, "We're short of time. We need another 7 minutes. We have 1 day." And someone suggested using the music we'd recorded to get a sound balance, a sound check on the first day. And so we took it out, and that was what was called the Dan Dan song at the time, Dan Dan Dan. And so Roger and I wrote some lyrics, which were the biographical details of making the album. We all came out to Montreux, etc., etc. And it ended up being, I think, 6 or 7 minutes on, which made up the time, missing time. And that was that. The record came out and did quite well, and we used to do "Smoke on the Water" on stage, but it was never played on the radio because it was too long. And a guy at Warner Brothers in America saw the show, saw the audience reaction to "Smoke on the Water," and took the track to the studio, did an edit, cut it down to 3 minutes 15 or something like that, and then it got played on the radio, and it became well known. So that's how it came out. If he hadn't done the edit, only the people at the concert would have ever heard the song. So it was fortuitous, really. But that's how it came about.